Holidays.
Happy holidays.
Today's rundown is your holidays buyer guide. The two-man crew will give you a top 10 games of 2020 starting from number 10. Number 10, Hades.
Very unique concept
did.
for a game, I have to say, for right here in the 10th spot. What do you say?
Its art style is phenomenal for an indie that wasn't really worked on by a lot of people. I played this game for probably about 15 hours or so. The concept of having a roguelike that has progress is pretty great, considering the roguelike genre is, for those who don't know, when you die, you start over. So there's most roguelikes, there's no progression. It's just this is what it is. You go back, you get as far as you can, you die, you start over. This one, at least when you die, you're able to progress, you're able to expound on your character, getting better weapons, better damages, and then you are also helped by the mythical gods like Zeus. It's a game that's definitely worth buying if you're into roguelike genre games. Number 9.
You got Saints Row Remastered, hit number 9 spot. Definitely one of my favorites. Enjoyed playing the original. Such a fun game. This is a game where you can play hours and hours into it and just play so many different things in it. Just the content is so fun. Your thoughts?
For a game that was remastered, it's incredible. Like, to relive a game that you enjoyed when growing up, your perspective of, like, could they do this to games that we also enjoyed, or even remake, like, for instance, Saints Row 1. A remake on that game would have been incredible, but this is great too, because this was actually where, in my opinion, Saints Row shined the most.
Yeah.
With the comical adult humor.
Definitely, you got so much. You just have so much fun playing this game. You got the audio in this game where you got the funny lines, funny scenes. You got so many activities to do. It really brings you back to when this game first came out years ago.
Number 8,
we got Immortals Phoenix Rising hitting the 8th spot. This is another type game where you got gods, and another unique concept of a game. It is fun to play. It has plenty hours of story and activities to do. And what do you think, Stars?
Immortals Phoenix Rising is probably the only game in a long time with Assassin's Creed that I never felt fatigued from, where I could just continually play and enjoy. And the upgrading system idea was incredible. The fact that when you can upgrade your armor, that one piece isn't just upgraded. Everything you've ever earned is upgraded at once. The art style is traditional, or I should say untraditionally different from what we're totally used to from Ubisoft's creators. When you look at Assassin's Creed and you look at Immortals Phoenix Rising, you wouldn't assume that this game was created by the same creators. That being said, the thing that stands out the most in this game is it's comical but enjoyable, and it's different in every single way than what you're used to. It's hack and slashy, which is traditional for the same creators of Assassin's Creed, but there's also a lot of elements that would remind you of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Zelda Breath of the Wild, as everyone knows, is probably one of the best games for the Switch. I mean, if you don't have it, go out and buy it.
Hitting the number 7 spot, we got Call of Duty Cold War.
This game is bad and good for me, but the campaign incredible. It was I liked a lot of the concepts they brought in. Just wish it was longer. The mystery mission factor of having to solve cases and making those cases to get that hidden mission or whatever you would like to refer to it as was a really interesting concept. Wish there was more of that and the story was a little bit longer. I understand why it's short because they want to push their online player base for people um, to go play multiplayer. Multiplayer is traditional COD in every single facet. They just keep pushing it. Zombies was a great return. It's extremely fun to play. The holiday special is really cool. What do you think, Jules?
That it was definitely great to see Call of Duty come back to its roots, bringing back campaign, bringing back zombies. It was great to see how they listened to their fans and understood how many fans were upset how when the direction they took with their game. The campaign definitely, no doubt, was fun. Yes, should be longer. Understand why the concepts in the campaign, the way they added the mystery and the way that you have to solve it, and you have to basically become like a detective. It's kind of cool. I really enjoyed that. Uh, Multiplayer, of course, kind of same as most COD games, most Call of Duty games. He did add prestige, a little different tuning to that. Um, Zombies, of course, is great to see come back, no doubt. Uh, Always a fan favorite. Most fans were really upset that it was not brought back in last year's game, but it's great to see that they brought that back.
Number 6, Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
This is definitely a good game. It's a game where you have to put a lot of hours into. It's definitely not a game where you can play, rush through it and play. There's definitely a lot of content in this game, different activities and side missions and side quests to do. Uh, Definitely one of these. Definitely a hacking slash game, but great. It has great cutscenes and just great combat as well.
Definitely improved, but it also, in my opinion, also decreased because combat felt so familiar already from Odyssey. And then when going into this game, combat changed a lot with the button formatting. Story's intriguing. It's very, very intriguing for people who want the Viking era element. This is right up your alley. If you're more into the Greek gods, definitely go Odyssey. And it's traditional Assassin's Creed, but obviously different era. They are getting better, but they still have that Ubisoft fatigue. You get bored of it after a while, and you want to play something else.
This is definitely a game where you want to pace yourself and not just try and rush your way through trying to finish this game. This is definitely a game where you want to put in some time and then take a break and then come back to it and kind of play just play gracefully and patiently and just really just take your steps. The number 5 spot, we got Mafia Remake.
Mafia 1 Remake made me feel like I relived my childhood, like even more than Saints Row. Reason why it sits at number 5 is because it what they did to Mafia 1 Remake was incredible, and it felt familiar but felt new. Its story they kept true to the roots. The the feeling of the gunplay felt like you were playing Mafia 2, which is considered the fan favorite of the whole franchise. Um, this is definitely worth a grab if you're interested in like the bootleg era, like the 1940s. If you want that feel, this is your game.
Definitely a fun game. Um, for me, I've actually never played this game when it first came out. I've seen it. I've seen people play it. I was actually glad I was able to play it this time around. Um, it's definitely a fun game. Definitely make you feel how it was back in those years. The graphics are fantastic. The, the characters are great. How they created these characters and just great how they recaptured this game and brought this game back. It was great.
Number 4, Last of Us Part 2.
This game is definitely a must play game. Very suspenseful game. It really keeps you on your toes. You have no. It's one of these games where you just want to continuously play and not put down the controller.
One thing that I've noticed though is a common thread with this game is gameplay is phenomenal, but story is the most controversial thing. A lot of longtime Last of Us Part 1 fans are not really exhilarated by the change in the story, the changes in this, and the changes in that. Not trying to spoil anything for anyone, but if you have not played it, we recommend grabbing it. The unique features that they added in were like the NPCs actually can hear you walk. I mean, that hasn't yet been seen in any game. I mean, in other games, like you can just walk up and mow an enemy down; they don't even know you're there.
You could definitely you hear this controversy of how they took the story in Last of Us Part Two and people don't like how it is, but take it people take it as it is. Some people will like it, some people won't. It's expected from a game like this, though. Number 3, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
A childhood fan favorite of most people who were millennials. Reason why? Cloud and Sephiroth. This is the story that most people loved and enjoyed, and it's also the most controversial of fan favorite of all time. You have a lot of people who say Final Fantasy VII is the best, Final Fantasy VIII is the best, Final Fantasy X is the best. But we're not gonna get into that controversy into this show. We will definitely say that this game definitely deserves to be in the number 3 because it is a great game. It is its combat is great. The one thing that kind of would be best for this game is to give it a PS5 upgrade, considering it was a short-lived experience for 2020 for games like Final Fantasy VII, Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us Part 2. Like these games should and probably they are working on this, but get a PS5 upgrade for having ray tracing, having 4K, having all these optimal features that make the PS5 great. Um, it would be very difficult to make a 120-hour game that's being remade and reimagined for 2020 to have all this extra steps and side quests and odd jobs and everything that they have in this game. It would be very difficult to reimagine that and still stay within the parameters of 100 what was it, like 130-hour game, 120-hour game that the original Final Fantasy was.
Definitely was. This definitely was a fun game. Yes, these should come out. There's probably a good handful of games that came out this year that they definitely should give a new console upgrade to. so that people who got new consoles can also, you can also check out this game on the new console and hopefully have like a little bit of bump in graphics. Final Fantasy VII it definitely has a lot of story, a lot of content in this game. It's very 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 packed. It's the combat is fun. You got great character to character conversations. Hitting the number 2 spot, we got Ghost of Tsushima.
Japanese art, to me, has always been my favorite thing. And when you talk about Japanese art, this is like the pinnacle spot of art when you play a game. And the combat is incredible. The the lay of the land feels like it takes place in the era of samurais and ninjas. It was well executed. The I hope to God this game gets a I hope this game gets a Ghost of Tsushima 2 is well deserving to be in the number 2 spot of 2020. What do you think?
Yes, this game definitely is uh fun. This game definitely really shows you why it's a must play game. It takes you to an era in time where you got samurais and ninjas and how it's just the concept of this game is incredible. You got the combat, the open world. You could. It's not you're not stuck to just going straight through story and just like going selecting mission. No, this is an open world where you can also do side missions and um, little tiny quests that'll probably pop up here and there, and certain little activities you can also do. It's this game really put a lot into this game to make this game just an awesome experience. Hitting the number 1 spot is Animal Crossing.
This game deserves the number 1 spot of 2020. Hands down, no questions asked. This game deserves to be number 1 for 2020. It came out in the right time of the year. Pandemic and all, it kept everyone not only sane.
It's definitely a great game to keep yourself busy. It's a game where there's basically nothing to rage about. It's the game where you could really just lay back and relax and just play and have fun.
Yeah, there's no like timer set to nothing. You can pick it up and go as you please. If you don't have time for it today, it's okay. You can go back to it the next day. There's no rush. There's no battle pack like most of these other games. So it's perfect for people who like let's just say they have like a lunch break. They want to put in like 30 minutes. You can get your little dailies done. You can go find your money hole for your money tree. You can find your money rock so you can get your money from your money rock, and then clean up the little bit of weeds, and then go check out the shops. Nook's Cranny. You can go check out what clothing items they have at the Able Sisters. You don't have to dedicate your life to this game like you would, like for instance COD or Fortnite, where you have like 90 days to complete a battle pass. Otherwise your $20 for that month was wasted, or $10 depending on which battle pass you bought. This game is perfect for those who just have, let's just say, 20 minutes to put in, 30 minutes to put in. There's no rush to enjoy this game.
Definitely true. You also the other thing they do is they also have special events for holidays or special events for times of the year. It's it's a game that really just want to lay back and relax and play something. This is definitely the game for you.
Thank you for watching our video.
Like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content.